Azrnyx here with another speed build for you. This one's an apartment, and it's in the arts district, which I actually have never built in before. So yeah, this one was a lot of fun to do. It is built in 930 Medina, I think it is, Studios. I guess, yeah, in that block. And it is a kind of a family home for two, well, not two, like a mum and a dad and a most likely a teenage daughter who is really into artsy sort of stuff. Now I kind of used a lot of sort of ideas from the apartment that was here before I put this one in. Like for example, these dividey sort of really long wooden slats, I used those again just because they're awesome. And they really, I guess they suit the building as a whole, and they were perfect for sort of the style that I wanted to go for in, I guess, the apartment as a whole. So I was absolutely stoked about that. And to be honest, I kind of kept the old shape of the kitchen, as you guys can see, pretty much the same. I kept a lot, actually, of stuff really similar to the old build. I think the shape as a whole overall, if you've used this apartment before I've renovated it before, then you'll know it's pretty much really similar in terms of like it just looks the same, kind of. But I've sort of not modernized it, but kind of made it a little bit more contemporary, gotten rid of those yellow colors, and gone for something a little bit more sort of black and white, which I like. So yeah, I was happy with that in the end. I played with this kitchen for ages. Oh my gosh, it took me so long to try and figure out what sort of colors to use, what I want to do with it, because it blends into the I guess lounge sort of area way too much. It was just so similar. In the end, I decided to go with these wooden panels in the back rather than the exposed brick, because I quite often go for an exposed brick, that red brick especially. So I was like, you know what, we'll use wood as like my feature walls throughout this house. And that sort of zigzaggy wooden paneling I've never used before, and it's actually really cool. So I was stoked with how that actually looked in the end. And we ran with it. And of course we had to use the lights from that fitness stuff that came out not long ago. Well, I say not long ago, but I'm pretty sure it was before I went away, which was, what, like 3 months now? Yeah, something like that. It was about when I started planning to do the Brooklyn Nine-Nine build, which I would have just uploaded. Hopefully you guys have seen that one by now. It's epic, and I was really stoked with it. Yeah, you've got to check out you've got to Google it and have a look at like the actual build compared to, my version as well. Like, I was stoked with how it turned out. Fully blowing my own horn here and sounding really obnoxious. So apologies for that. I'm not actually. Well, I try not to be. I really do. But yeah, I messed around with the shape of this main sort of rectangular room for ages. It was so hard to like get right. In the end, I sort of just separated off that part on the left there. And that was the only bit that was separate. I didn't want to try and sort of separate the kitchen, the space in front of the kitchen with anywhere else, because it didn't really give me much space for much else. And the space was hard to deal with in the first place. So I was like, you know what, I don't know. Let's just keep it all one open space, open plan sort of kind of style, and we'll run with it. Oh, that curtain before, that was me sort of playing. I was like, I've never used this before. What even does it look like? What does it do? The answer, it's not that interesting. Well, I didn't think it was. I think I thought of it pretty quick. I was like, this fully looks like a show business kind of curtain. Like, I could pull clothes behind this. But I didn't, obviously. So yeah, this is me, I guess, finishing off the kitchen. I'm actually really happy with how it did turn out, because I was really worried about it for ages. I was like, this isn't working. I'm not happy with how it's turning out at all. But then I cracked it, I think. Of course, I'd love to hear your guys' input and feedback as well. And then keeping with sort of the contemporary style, kind of, but not really. This is more modern, I think, this table. We tried throwing in the dining room. And to start with, the dining area stayed in this little section off to the side here. But then later on when I put the lounge in, there's like this massive big space of nothing. And I'm like, what can I do with this? The answer, let me tell you now, spoiler alert, was nothing. There was nothing I could do with this space. So I was just like, ugh, man. Moved the, I guess, dining area over to the empty space. And then I turned the dining area, well, what is the dining area right now in the video, into something a little bit more relaxing. Sort of not a reading nook, because a nook to me is fully like for relaxation. And, you know, how can you relax right in front of the front door? I guess it's more like sort of an entertaining zone. Like there's a bookshelf there, or it will be. I don't know. I'll show you guys. You will see. I promise. This wall was hard to fill as well with the dining room there. I think I was happy with how it ended up in the end. But for a while it was kind of tricky to fill. I was like, what do I put here? So yeah, filling this space in general actually was like a little bit like, oh, what am I doing? I feel like I'm really not doing this well right now. Yeah, we got there. Of course I had to clutter up the front entrance just a little bit more than it already was. I started to think, right, we've got a classy sort of a family living here, I think I'm going to go with. But also like a family. So it needs to be sort of artsy. Like it needed to be artsy because we were in the arts district, but also contemporary, modern, stylish. Because I sort of can imagine a very rich sort of mother living in this sort of space and having a huge influence on how the house in itself is laid out. So, you know, you've got to have that fancy marble and the glass tables you guys saw before, and you'll like fancy couches and whatever else. And when we start working on the study, a golden desk or golden rimmed desk. You guys probably know the one that I'm talking about because I use it all the time, but it's completely epic. So yeah, throwing in the lounge now. I wanted to use that, that huge curved flat screen, oh, not even flat screen, huge curved TV that was just massive and epic. So that finally gets used. But yeah, this is the space in the middle there that I was like, what do I do with this space? Like, I can't, honestly, what do I do? I don't know. So, I messed with that for quite a while, actually. I was like, do I put the dining table here? And, you know, and eventually I just called my boyfriend into the room. I was like, I need help. And I sort of just talked through all my ideas with him. And he sort of just listened, to be honest. I was like, yeah. He said, I think you should do this. And it was sort of what I had been thinking of doing earlier. So I guess he sort of just confirmed the fact that I needed to put, like, couches and stuff in there and do it that way. But obviously, have I left it for? No, I come back to it like right away. I guess I'm just messing around with a whole bunch of decorating at this point and messing with items that I don't use very often. I thought about putting a study there, I think, but I really quickly got rid of that idea. I was like, no, can't do that. That's definitely not happening. So we moved that into the zone by the master bedroom, and that sort of, I was going to go and make that initially, turn it into, I was going to do that, like a toddler bedroom, a child bedroom. But that didn't happen in the end. But hey, ramming my chair into my desk. Sorry if that was heard. Hopefully not. But yeah, here we have not quite worked out the shape. Yeah, like I said, this took me ages to figure it out, and I don't think I'm far off figuring it out in the video. Yeah, there you go. I did this, and then I stuck with it. Did I keep the office that big? No. I thought about sort of rearranging it completely, and throwing in an extra room, but then I was like, well, I've got nothing to put in this extra room. Like, I don't know. What am I doing? I just could not figure it out. I think if I'd have played with that, like, you know, those extra rooms and tried shaping them a little bit more, then I definitely could. Like, if I ever want to come back and, like, renovate this lot, there's definitely something that I'm going to end up considering doing, is getting rid of this little zone that I'm creating right now and the speed build, and making that study, turning it into, like, a bigger space, maybe sectioning it, making it a bedroom, something, you know, anything other than what it is now. But yeah. So yeah, this is me finally creating that little reading nook, sort of. I used the same style chairs as what I've got in the lounge, but different colours, just to sort of, you know, make them different, if that makes any sense at all. I didn't want the same old stuff. So yeah, and of course we had to throw the wine glass photo above the bar, because I was like, we don't have eggs at bars. Like, what am I? No. And I messed with that two-seater chair, but the colour options on it aren't actually as good as what the other ones are. Like, it almost doesn't look like it's supposed to be part of the same seating set, so got rid of that two-seater couch very quickly, and just kept the single chair ones, which worked, I think. But yeah, I guess at this point I'm just sort of throwing in final touches in the lounge until moving to this zone. Here I sort of messed around with for a while. The gold desk, I started doing it, and then I realized I've actually watched Deligrathy's LB, where she used the exact same desk with the exact same chair, I'm pretty sure, and she threw those exact same puff seats in front of it, and I was like, I can't do that. Like, I've got to do my own thing. So we got rid of the puff chairs. Don't you worry. Those people going, she's copying Deligrathy. I promise you I'm not. I realized afterwards, I was like, hang on, can't have this. So they got changed. Mind you, I did look at them for a while, and I was like, am I that worried about it? But yeah, they got changed, and that was fine. And of course I had to have a fish tank, because who doesn't want a massive fish tank in their study? It's very relaxing, guaranteed. As well as the mirrors as well. I'm loving those massive mirrors at the moment. They're honestly, like, fantastic. So absolutely stoked with those bad boys. Thought about making, like, the entire wall behind the desk mirrored as well. But that gets changed pretty quickly, eventually. Not pretty quickly, because obviously they're still mirrored, as you can see. Yeah, sort of just cluttering up the space at this point. Sort of just messing with it, trying to see what worked, I guess. But, you know, it still looked good. So there's where we pulled the mirrors away again, and I was going to put, I don't know, I just wanted something to fill the space. So we ended up with those two paintings, or not paintings, but photos. I think they are paintings. So yeah, that worked. Now, finally, the master bedroom. This was actually a lot of fun. It was like fancy as, so of course we had to have everything I could find that was nice. And that wardrobe that is sort of beside the bathroom, when I was showing my sister around the lot as a whole the other day, I accidentally, like, went into the cleaning cupboard. I mean, not the cleaning cupboard, the wardrobe, but that's what it is. It's a cleaning cupboard. It's got, like, a vacuum cleaner and stuff in there, cleaning stuff. So it's almost like it's a janitor's closet. Like, it's not like a closet, it's a janitor's closet. But it still looks so good as, you know, in the bedroom. Like, it went with the theme of the house. So I was like, no, I've got to keep it as is. I just have to stick with it. Just have to go with what we've got. So yeah, now I'm trying to work out the color scheme for the master bedroom. In the end, I just used pretty much exactly the same as the rest of the house, because I figured whoever's living in the rest of the house, whoever's the mum or dad, is pretty much the boss of the house. So they like the style enough to want to have it in their bedroom. you know what I mean? With a few, I guess, exceptions. So that's what we sort of ran with. Threw a vanity table in as well because I was like, oh, I haven't actually used one of these yet. I don't actually love to play this lot, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I want to just go for it. See what happens, you know? Just have a go. Finally use a butler as well because I haven't done that yet. Is there maids? Are there maids in The Sims 4 yet? I'm pretty sure there are. Can somebody just confirm for me? And if there are they anything like the Sims 2 maids where you just book them and they come in for a day? Or do they like hang out for ages and do you have to like make a room for them? That'd be cool. That would be epic if you had to have like your own little maid's quarters and your maids stayed and you had like no control over them, but they still like cleaned and stuff and looked after your household and your household children and whatever for like the entire, I guess, time that they were there. I don't know. It just would be awesome. I kind of want one of those in The Sims. Not in real life. I feel like in real life I definitely wouldn't. Yeah, I'm far too much of like an independent person. Like, it'd be cool to have. Nah. We don't need that. Nah, definitely not. So yeah, anyway, this is finally sort of the end of the master bedroom. Just throwing a couple of rugs just to fill the space up a bit more because rugs are excellent space fillers. Let me tell you, they're amazing. If you do not fill your spaces with rugs, start doing it because just epic. Such a good idea, honestly. I played with the curtains for a while as well, and I was going to do those black ones, but then I was like, nah, blinds. Like blinds would be epic. Especially in the brown, so that it really goes with like the rest of the house, I guess. I'm not sure. Did I end up changing that back to wood? Obviously not. It obviously just stayed as is. I have had a sim in the slot, and I have sort of play tested it. Sort of. I don't actually think I tried the left-hand side of the bed if you're looking down at it from the bottom. I haven't tried that left-hand side of the bed because that side table might have been pulled in a little bit much, but not too much, I don't think. Hopefully not. But yeah, that is pretty much the master bedroom. I think we are just about ready to move on to the bedroom beside the, your child sim, teenage sim's bedroom, because that is what it is, pretty much. And I think I had a flatmate. You could probably have a flatmate situation going on here if you really wanted to. Mind you, the second bedroom is a lot younger than the master bedroom, the one with the ensuite. Then it'd be super easy just to throw like an extra door in and you'd be good to go. When I play tested, you guys will see there's a fish tank. I guess we're not working on that second bedroom yet. Wait for it. There. So there's a fish tank there in the second bedroom. That I end up putting a dressing table underneath and it looks awesome, but the dressing table isn't actually usable. If you would like the dressing table to be usable, all you have to do is pick it up in build mode and move it like half a square forward, and just sit it in that square, that half square forward sectiony bit. Then it's usable. Like the top of it sticks out a little bit, but it doesn't actually look bad because it's almost like you could put clutter or something on it and it would look like absolutely fine. Like it would look awesome, if I'm being completely honest, if you had a few bits of clutter or plants or anything on top of this dressing table. But yeah, I sort of left it pushed in because I liked it pushed in, and you don't need to have a dressing table because there's mirrors in the bathroom that your Sims can go and set their outfits in with instead. So yeah. As you guys can see as well, this room is a lot artsier than, I guess, the rest of the house. I guess I sort of just really let my artsy wild self go in this room. I was like, you know what, the rest of the house is really contemporary. Let's make this room super artsy. And I was really chuffed with it. I was like, this is definitely a room for a teenage daughter, of like a fancy, sort of upper class sort of a sim. And that's what I ran with. And I'm actually really stoked with how it turned out as a whole. Just adding a feature color, I guess, to the master bedroom. But other than that, there wasn't much extra to do. I haven't tested that bin either, actually, or that microwave. I'm going to go online and do that after recording this and just make sure that it works. Either way, this lot is already available for download in the gallery. So it's stuck like that. I guess you guys can work it out. But let me know if it doesn't work, and I will do a edited version. Or I could just go and do it myself. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. We'll go with it. So yeah, this is, I guess, the final sort of space that I needed to decorate was this little empty, or not empty anymore, but this sort of, I don't even know what to call it. It's sort of space between, it's an empty space. It's got not much in it. Just a couple of chairs. Did I put a book? No. One of those marble sort of in-between tables as well. But yeah, not much else other than that. But yeah, that pretty much just about brings us to the end of the build. We are just about to shoot into screenshots in a few seconds there. So yeah, that is pretty much my build, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed building it. It was actually a lot of fun, a little bit challenging and frustrating, especially with that empty gap outside the front of the kitchen, but we got there. As usual, this lot is available for download from my gallery with the hashtag LisaHaiti and Azrnyx. I'm still kind of using my old username for some stuff here and there, but I'll also put a link to it in the description down below, so you can just click on that and go straight to where it is. So yeah, thank you guys again so very much for watching. I guess that's it. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this world, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye, guys.